Well, to start with, I thought, you know, when I told my mum, well, when mum said there was going to be a pandemic, I didn't believe her at first, and then when this lockdown happened, it just suddenly happened, and then kind of missed sort of my friends, you know, lots of family and stuff. There was no interaction, I would say, like it used to be.
It was difficult. You can't see your friends, and I got really cross. I couldn't see them. College was closed, and so was base. I just stayed at home and tidied the flat up.
When I first heard about the pandemic, my health was already very bad and I was in recovery at my mum and dad's.
My thoughts and feelings with the first pandemic was that I was shocked and I didn't really know what to expect, really.
Well, it was very scary, I have to say, because I really thought to myself, was this virus really going to kill everyone? Which unfortunately it did to several people. And, I just thought to myself, I was absolutely terrified of being in the workplace on what this virus is going to do. And, coming face to face with people, was I going to catch it?
My name is Patrick McKinney. I live in Omagh.
Patrick, what can you remember from the pandemic?
People wear masks and gloves, and then we blew things, and then all that, and then people not allowed in our house.
Yeah.
The 10 days, they same that, and then all the staff not allowed in our house last time. Me and Michael, and the people not allowed to take me and Michael out to the places, different things, all that, and everything, and then everything. That's all. Yes.
He felt like he was a prisoner in the house. Stopped all your day centres, didn't you? And he ended up building a summer house, so he had somewhere to go in the garden. It was scary for him. It was horrible. You learned how to go on Zoom, didn't you? And he said that some of the people first felt like his second family. You were frightened though, weren't you? Because you didn't know when you were going to see your friends again.
During it, I went out for a walk every day, but I didn't do much. As in going outside Wirral. We did go to Liverpool, but outside Merseyside we did virtually not much at all. It just felt a bit like odd, and had to actually make sure that we could keep the organisation going before it got serious. I think what needs to be remembered is that people with disabilities
a lot of the time were actually left to fend for themselves, and that wasn't always really that great.
I remember I literally went to work, and then I finished it about work, and this was about 12:30, and then got told by my boss to go straight home, and then I asked her when the next come in, because it's like a 2-week thingy. That's what our thingy was, and then she didn't give us a date, and then we were told not to come back into work. So after a point, I got a work laptop, because it did feel a bit awkward, because I had to start doing most of my stuff online, and I wasn't used to doing my stuff online, because most of the stuff that I do is normally in person, so it was kind of awkward.
First found out about COVID, I felt like I was going to be shut off.
It was scary, and all the lockdowns we had, you had to isolate, wash your hands, keep 10 meters away from each other.
Okay.
And then if you went to the supermarket, you had to stand 10 feet from the people, and you had to wash the trolley all the time, and always sanitize your hands everywhere you go, and you had to wear COVID masks.
Okay. How did you feel about all of that?
I didn't like wearing COVID masks.
You didn't?
I had to order special ID cards.
Okay. Okay. And what changed in your day-to-day life?
Pretty much everything.
Okay.
My usual stuff I normally do, like hanging with friends, I couldn't do that.
Okay.
Being stuck indoors, it was horrible for my mental health. It made me feel anxious, and my anxiety went through the roof.
Okay.
It affected my mental health terribly, and it got worse and worse every month, and then because I couldn't go out to meet friends and family, so I couldn't understand why I couldn't do that at first, but then when the restrictions were lifted, I can now go out and do more things, because back then the only thing I could do was go out for walks, you know?
Okay.
And the fact that it's people like me are affected by it too, you know? And
Okay.
It just built up my anxiety and stress, and I just couldn't take it anymore.
Supporting Philip, supporting my partner who was in heart failure, supporting my dad who was housebound. My dad needed his legs seen to, because they were all swollen, so I had to go down to see to them, and I had to go down 4 times a day to see to my dad, being frightened to go out. In case the police stopped us, even though I needed to go out. What else? Just worried in case Philip went into hospital, because I even got on to make sure that he had a care plan in place, and made sure that they knew that I was going with him no matter what. Frightened in case anything happened to my partner, because he was in heart failure, and frightened in case anything happened to my dad. And frightened in case anything happened to me. I even got my kids to know where all my things were, that if I died, that it was sorted. And it's sort of not something that I'd thought of before.